Hi, good afternoon, and good afternoon. Hope everyone's well and staying safe. I'm just in the town centre. McDonald's just there, as you can see. We could go that way, we could go behind us and towards south, but we don't want to go that way. We're going up there. We're going up Albert Road. So, hope everyone's well and staying safe. It's been one of them days. It's been so windy. I was going to go on the prom and do something on the prom, but it's just far too windy. I've got Mike with me, but even with Mike, I tried it for a couple of minutes. It's a no-go. So Albert Road, you can see where it comes out, this end, prom end, right at Coral Island. These roads here, they used to be packed at one time with Trent Central Station just being there in the day. Until the 60s when it was knocked down, and then you got Coral Island built. Pound stretcher here. Now this used to be the Argos and that, didn't it? Or was that this building, the next one? It's so bloody confusing when you're so used to something. Yeah, this was part of Argos, wasn't it? Argos is now in the big Sainsbury's in town. Get Elland House. It's... bear with. I don't know if that's still operating, to be honest, Elland House. But yeah, these were first developed back in the day. It was really wanting to... Yeah, there was... Originally, when all this was done, you know, you've got obviously Albert, you've got Hull and all them, Havelock and what have you. All this area, it was before the trains came through, 1846 North, 63 Central, where I was just mentioning then. Yeah, all this area was planned. Sorry, I'm trying to avoid the wind at the same time. Was planned to be all leafy and like Lytham, because most of Lytham was owned by the Clifton family, as in Lytham Hall, if you've ever been to Lytham Hall. And it was all meant to be leafy, you know, and set out, you know, like the big semis and detached properties. And as we see today, this is eventually happened. What they did, actually, the Cliftons sold the area off plot by plot in the day. Yeah, so once the trains came through, it was never going to be leafy like Lytham and what have you, so yeah, they decided against it, and it eventually ended up, bear with, eventually ended up where there was like 3 times as many properties in the same space as what they originally was wanting, the Cliftons, that is. Yeah, and then they built backwards as well. I'll show you when we can. Show you what I mean. You know, they went back with the properties to get as many rooms in as possible, which they could do in them days because Blackpool was thriving. You've got to remember. Now just there, the Olympia building is that coming out? That's where the big wheel was. This is Coronation Street we're now on. The light's on green. Yeah, I'm not getting run over. Yeah, so that's where the big wheel is, or was, should I say. Not is, was. I have done a full history on the big wheel if you want to have a look at that one. Yeah, so all around here, it warranted getting as many properties in as possible once Blackpool became, you know, thriving. As in 1911, you know, the Central Station was the world's busiest. You can probably see how they went back as well, as far as they could. Can't get down. I think there is a place further down the road though that we can get down. Just bear with. Oh yeah, someone asked where did they used to do the magazines and newspapers. It was just here. Just here, look. And they've been doing that as long as I can remember. Now you've got the Ruskin over the road. Very, very popular. The Ruskin. I'm only walking up one side. Sometimes I'd walk up one and, down the other so you could see them all. But, for today we're not. But I'll get in as much as I can. Rural Alexandra. It's not shut, is it? Don't look very open. It's a massive hotel as well. Let's go on the other side, one sec, before I get run over. Now here, this is the Spiritualist Church. Never been as yet. But yeah, the Spiritualist Church. Here, let's go down the alley a second and I'll show you what I mean by, they went back as far as they can, to get as many and as high as they could. See what I mean now? They're all extended and what have you to come back into the alley as far as they could to get as many rooms in as possible. It seems funny why them gates are locked down there that we're just at and yet you can just walk through here. I will do next street later on. But I'm sure you can see what I mean now, to get as many, as high and as far back as they possibly could. Whoops. Yeah, so we'll carry on up the street, up Albert. Lucky Albert. I'm back, stop it. Georgian. Obviously doing some work here. A bit more scaffolding. A lot were commenting the other day, hey Barker, how much scaffolding is there? It's a gold mine. Yeah, probably is. We'll cross over again. I'm trying. I can't walk in the middle of the road. It's a busy road, this one. Albert Road. But you can imagine in the day, can't I? Look, Latour. Freehold. McHenricks. For sale. On a freehold. I didn't realise. Old Clio over the road. The Albany. So many people over so many years have stopped on this street. And look, rooms in Blackpool, that look. It's beyond belief that these hotels are no longer. I mean, during the illuminations and in the 6 weeks holidays, it used to be people had been knocking on the hotels, anywhere we can stay, we don't mind sleeping in the dining room or whatever, because there was just no room, at the inn. Blackpool was that packed in the day, and now you see they're not even trading. Yeah, Leopold Grove here. Put your teeth in again, biker. Yeah, you go straight up there and you're on the Church Street, up Leopold. Sorry, that wind's so strong, honestly, it's terrible. So if we walk straight up here, where you get to is Regent Road, to the left at the top of the hill, and this is some hill when you've been out all day, you try to get back down Church Street and it's just like, it's like Mount Everest. Yeah, there's Charlie and all them round here, Reeds, all thriving in the day, bustling. Yeah, here's where the what do we call it, marriage and what have you, go on. I tell you, I've been out most of the day. The registry office, thank you. Talk about thick. Yeah, the registry office and that used to be. When we get a little bit further up, just past the next street, it becomes, it's mainly flats, and you know, the B&Bs are no more really. You can see right through now, look. It's Reeds, I think that one is. A couple of streets on. Sorry if there is a bit of wind noise. I can't really do much. So this one here, going to the left and the right, this is South King Street. South King Street. A lot turn left here. Because then you can do another left and then a right. That's the easiest way to get on a Church Street, if you're avoiding all the lights and what have you. That's why a lot of turning left there. Yeah, you see how it's more privately owned, you know, up this way. Yeah, that wind's still a-blowing. Yeah, so Regent Road, famously a murder on Regent Road as well, back in the day. Covered that one before, some time ago. We'll go to Church Street, through to Church Street. I'll show you Regent. These at the top here, these all used to be guest houses and that. All these, once again, back in the day. Yeah, coming up for the Regent now on the right. Was a cinema, was a bingo hall. I did used to work there in the day. Coal Island started at, what, 86? Something like that, Coal Island. When Coal Island, some may remember, Coal Island did used to have a big bingo hall in it with a circle and everything. That one held 1,150 customers. The Regent, that held 850, and it still had like the cinema style seats, if you will, you know, not the tables and whatever you do get, you know, in a more modern bingo hall nowadays. I remember once I finished at Coal Island, I went to Preston then, at the end of the season, and I'd got a week off. I was doing main stage by this time, main stage calling, and by this time I'd got a week off, so I was stopping down at Derby Square. I'm walking up Church Street going for a beer, and I can hear this Dale, and it was one of my old managers from Coal Island, and got no caller. Dave Steele, who used to be the caller there, was off. He weren't very well, so Ian asked me if I'd do the day calling for him. So I ended up calling on my week off, on my day off, afternoon and the evening session. Just over there, here, I've got to tell you this, by the way. You see these trees here, 10 grand each. There's 10 of them, 100 grand. So obviously now we're on the corner, Church Street. This is what used to be the Grosvenor pub. Frank Carson used to own this one at one time. Last time I went in here, it was Bob and Trixie that had it back in, oh God, I don't know, late 80s, 90s, something like that. So yeah, Ian was up there shouting me as I'm walking past going to the pub. No Calderdale. Anyway. One of them, innit? So yeah, we're on Church Street. You can see the Salvation Army over there. And just past there, that's where the Wrexhall Gardens used to start. I have done a video on Wrexhall Gardens. It's nice here now, by the way. Now there's not so much wind. Now we're inland a little bit. Yeah, that's where the Wrexhall Gardens were. Once again, done a full history of Wrexhall Gardens. The Hornby family used to own it at one time. The Wrexhall, that is. That's where you get a Hornby Road from. Here, this used to be like little properties. Just here, this row here. Once again, now a car park. And it was earmarked that all this were coming down, as we know now, on South King Street, where the building is, the new building there. That's all come down now. What used to be the tapas bar and what have you, that's all down. That used to be opposite the Op. When all the Op-ins no more. Yeah. And this is actually Grosvenor Street that we're coming up for now, even though the Grosvenor pub was on the other corner. But yeah, just that few minutes inland, you know, you're on Church Street here. I'll just show you, if you are around this area and you're a bit stuck, all you have to do, walk straight down Church Street. Then you're obviously at the church and in town. You can see the tower just peeping through. It's one way of finding your way back if you are stuck and you're around this area. And obviously if you just go up there, that's Sainsbury's, etc. And just beyond there is North Station. Peter Street just there. I've done a tour of the back streets before, so I won't do it now. Anyway, so we'll leave it here. We're on the corner of Grosvenor Street and Church Street. We've done Albert Road. You've seen how it used to be a little